Excretory system. Excretion is a removal of nitrogenous waste from the body. Excretion of several substances are there, such as bile pigment, carbon dioxide in water, salt, and nitrogenous waste, urea, uric acid, and ammonia. These excretion of these things is not a part of urinary system. This is just excretion, and this is mainly the part of respiration. And bile pigment is yellow bilirubin, and it is a breakdown product of RBC. This yellow bilirubin is passed to the duodenum, which gives faces their color, but some yellow bilirubin is also present in urea. Then excess salts are removed through the process of excretion, and water soluble vitamins B and C are also removed from the body. These proteins, they are broken down into amino acids in the liver, and in the liver the amino acids are broken down into urea plus glucose, and the urea, this is how it is formed. It is a breakdown product of amino acids. It is also breakdown, you can say that it is also a breakdown product of proteins, but you cannot write that. If it is asked what urea is a breakdown product of what, so you will have to write amino acids, and the breakdown takes place in liver. Then the organs involved in the excretion, the part of excretory system, the organs are kidney. It helps in urine formation and osmoregulation. It has two functions: urine formation and osmoregulation. Then sweat glands, they thermoregulate. Thermoregulation means the regulation of heat present in the body. Like when sweat comes, the heat along with the water and some uric acid and urea is also present in that is excreted from the body in the form of water. The heat is also excreted. This is how sweat glands help in thermoregulation. Lungs, CO2 regulation. CO2 is excreted out through the lungs. Then this is the diagram of kidney. It is a longitudinal section of kidney. So first of all, this is the outer cortex, and it gives dotted appearance, that I'll tell you how it will come. Then this is inner medulla, and it has striped appearance. This is papillary muscles. And these are pyramids, conical pyramids. You'll get to know it better later. Then this is pelvis. This is ureter. And this concavity, this is hilum. Okay, remember these things, and remember that outer one is cortex, outer part, and inner part is medulla. Inner part has striped appearance and outer part has dotted appearance. The ureter inside the kidney is somewhat expanded, and it is called the pelvis here, and the concavity of the kidney is known as hilum, and these are papillary muscles. And then this is the excretory system. More appropriately, you should say urinary system, because excretory can be confused with the defecation process of defecation, means giving out faces. So this must be called urinary system. This is the left kidney, and of course this is the right kidney. And notice one thing, that right kidney is at a slightly lower level than the left one. And then this is the urinary, you all must be knowing it, urinary bladder, urethra. These are sphincter muscles. I'll later tell you the functions of these. Then this is, see, this is coming the blood, these are blood vessels, and this vessel is bringing the blood. It means it is carrying the blood away from the heart. That means it is artery. This one is artery, and more appropriately it is called renal artery because it brings the blood towards the kidney. And then this is carrying blood away from the kidney and towards the heart for oxygenation, for pumping the blood to the lungs for oxygenation. So this is vein, and it is called renal vein. Okay, so this is it, and there's nothing left here. This opening of urinary bladder is called urethra, and the sphincter muscles guard the opening and urinary bladder. This stores the urine. And then see, this is the function of sphincter muscles. Sphincter muscles guard the opening of the bladder into the urethra, and it relaxes at the time of urination when the bladder contracts. So this is its main function. The function of sphincter is it helps in urination. Okay, so the process of urination is called micturition, and it happens under an impulse from the brain. When the brain feels a need to urinate, it sends an impulse to the sphincter muscles, and it relaxes. The bladder contracts simultaneously, and micturition happens. Micturition is the process of urination. Then a small difference between cortex and medulla. The cortex is dark. It is called dark cortex. It is called light medulla. Outer cortex, inner medulla. The cortex has dotted appearance and the medulla has striped appearance. I've already told you. Then why does it have dotted appearance? Because it consists of convoluted tubules that I'll talk about later. Then Malpighian capsule. But this has it is striped appeared because it has loop of Henle and collecting duct, and these are called conical pyramids, like we saw here. These, because these are striped, somewhat striped. So I'll talk to the later. So apex of pyramid is called papilla or papillary muscles. These are the apex of pyramid, so these are called papilla. Then structural and see, this is the most important thing. Structural and functional unit of kidney is nephron or renal tubules, and or it is also called kidney tubules or uriniferous tubules. So this is a diagram of nephron. Okay, so first this is efferent arteriole. Like I've told you, this is the renal artery, and this enters the kidney, and it breaks down into arteriole. So this is efferent arteriole, means coming out arteriole. This is why it is called efferent, and this one is called efferent arteriole. It is outgoing. Okay, and note one thing, that efferent arteriole is slightly narrower than the efferent one. So when blood comes inside, it applies a great pressure to pass through this. This is why it is a little narrower, and this not like mass or structure is known as glomerulus. And this is Bowman's capsule. This capsule, the glomerulus fits inside the concavity of Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule, and this is Bowman's capsule and glomerulus together are known as Malpighian capsule. Glomerulus plus Bowman's capsule are known as Malpighian capsule. Okay, then this comes the PCT. It is called proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal means near, convoluted means it has many turns like this. It is spiral or something like that, you can understand. So this is called proximal convoluted tubule. Tubule means tube. Then this is loop of Henle. it is U-shaped, a pin-shaped loop, hairpin shaped. Then this is DCT. DCT means distal convoluted tubule. Distal means far convoluted tubule. This is the collecting duct. It collects the formed urine from so many nephrons together here. So this is the whole nephron. And one more thing, this is the network of capillaries. See, this was arteriole and it broke down into capillaries. This is capillaries. This is the knot of capillaries. So, and this efferent arteriole moves, it also breakdowns into capillaries, and then this network of capillaries is known as vasa recta. Then again these capillaries come together and connect and form the renal vein. Okay, it takes the blood away from the kidney and towards the heart. Then it is this. Then comes the formation of urine. It involves three main steps. First is ultrafiltration, reabsorption, and most appropriately selective reabsorption, because it does not reabsorb everything. Then tubular secretion. Okay, so first comes ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration, it is a filtration of blood under great pressure in the glomerulus. So it happens in the glomerulus. See, how does it happen? I have told you that arteries carry the renal artery carry the blood from the heart to the kidney. So from here the blood enters and it reaches here, and since it is narrower than this one, more blood is coming from here and there is less space to get out of here. So that's why it takes a high speed and means it builds a great pressure, and that's why when the blood enters here, the fluid part or plasma or many things of the blood enters this part, and this is Bowman's capsule. Means blood gets filtrated from the glomerulus, and a relatively thick blood comes out of the efferent arteriole, very relatively thick than the previous one, and more unwanted things we get rid of unwanted things from here, but many useful and usable things also get out of here. That's why the second step comes reabsorption, selective reabsorption. It is the reabsorption of, see, first ultrafiltration leaves the blood corpuscles, means blood cells and large molecules behind, but all the small molecules which the permeability of Bowman's capsule allows them to pass, they pass through it. And then comes selective reabsorption. It absorbs glucose, water, and sodium mainly. It happens in PCT, loop of Henle, and DCT. In DCT, it happens a very little. So first, it comes to PCT. This is PCT, this part. So here, selective reabsorption takes place into this network of capillaries, so that the blood can go again back to the heart without any wastage. Then this is loop of Henle. Here the same thing takes place, selective reabsorption of glucose, water, and sodium ions. Then here when it reaches DCT, selective reabsorption a little takes place, and then tubular secretion. What is tubular secretion of potassium ion and drugs like penicillin by the activity of cells of the tubular wall. Means the walls here, the cells of the walls, they secrete these things inside, so that these are unwanted, so that they can get rid of these, and they move here, and in the collecting duct they get collected, and after this is formed urine. After ultrafiltration, urine is not formed. That the mass which is formed is glomerular filtrate, not the urine. And after all the three steps have taken, then only the thing which is inside this is called urine. Without any, after none of the steps, the urine is formed. Only after all the steps have taken place, the urine is formed. Okay, then urine excretion. First of all urine, then collecting duct, then pelvis, then ureter, from there to urinary bladder. Okay, so from ureter to urinary bladder, the urine passes by uretral peristalsis, means constriction waves that happens in the ureter, and due to the gravity there. Okay, so it may be asked that how the urine is carried to the urinary bladder. There are two reasons, two causes of it, two processes. First is uretral peristalsis, second is due to the gravity, because it comes from above to downward, so that is due to gravity. And then the urine is expelled from the urinary bladder through the urethra, penis in males and directly in females. Then kidneys oxygen demand is 6 to 7 times higher than the muscles, because all of these functions which we studied here, they take place in one go, so it needs more energy. That's why oxygen demand is more than that of muscles. Of the kidney demands more oxygen than that of muscles. Then abnormal conditions in urine. First, hematuria means blood cells. Blood cells pass with the urine. This is an abnormal condition. This does not happen in a normal person. It happens due to infection in a urinary tract or kidney stone or tumor. Then glycosuria, a lot of glucose passes through with the urine. Lots of glucose, and this is due to diabetes mellitus, and the urine is sweetish in taste. Then albumin protein, it happens due to high blood pressure. Increased permeability of Bowman's capsule. If the Bowman's capsule becomes more permeable, it allows the passage for large molecules of proteins as well. And this happens, increased permeability happens due to bacterial infection. Bile pigments happens due to, and it is more bile pigment, means the urine is more yellowish. It happens due to anemia, hepatitis or jaundice or liver cirrhosis. Then regulation of concentration of urine. Regulation of urine, how much urine is produced. Increased production of urine is called diuresis. Pituitary gland is involved in this process, in regulation of urine. Then posterior lobe of pituitary gland is involved. Concentration of urine is controlled by ADH or vasopressin. It is a hormone released by posterior lobe of pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is located in the brain. Then concentration of urine is controlled by the ADH. If ADH is released, if ADH is less, then urine is more. ADH means antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic. Anti means diuresis will be less if it is released more. So if it is released less, this urine will be more. Means diuresis will take place. Substances which increase the production of urine are called diuretics, like liquid diets, tea, alcohol, coffee, etc. Primary capillary network is glomerulus. Secondary capillary network is vasa recta, like I told you. This is the first capillary network. This arteriole breaks down into capillaries. So this is glomerulus, primary, first capillary network. And vasa recta is the second, because again this second time it breaks down. First it breaks down, then again connect to it and forms one vessel. Then again it breaks down and form one vessel. So this is the first network of capillaries, and this is the second network of capillaries. So first capillary network is glomerulus and second is vasa recta. Now osmoregulation. Water and salt percentage control means the kidney control. I've told you the two functions of kidney: formation of urine and osmoregulation. Osmoregulation means the control of water and salt percentage in the urine. Regulation of osmotic pressure of the blood. It simply means regulation of osmotic pressure of the blood. In summer, due to perspiration, a lot of water is expelled out of the body through sweat. So kidney absorb more water. In selective reabsorption, it absorbs more water, and because of that urine is concentrated or thicker and less, comparatively less in summers than in winters. In a condition cholera, in a disease cholera, watery bowels and vomiting takes place, due to which intestine is unable to absorb more water. Because intestine is unable to absorb more water into the blood, that is why watery bowels and vomiting takes place. And kidney reabsorb, because this is unable to do so, the kidney reabsorb almost all the water from the tubule, with it even urea, and urea is highly poisonous. If accumulated in large quantities in the blood, it may even lead to death. Then patient kidney absorb almost all the water from the tubule with it, even urea. Patient may die due to accumulation of quantity of urea in the body, and this condition or this disease is called uremia. Okay, then immediate treatment is to replenish water by ORS through mouth. ORS means oral rehydration solution or glucose saline drip. Then artificial kidney dialysis machine. It is used if failure of both kidneys take place. It happens like first the radial artery in the arm. Here it is, radial artery in the arm is taken, and urea and excess salt are removed or extracted from that artery, because that artery was carrying dirty blood, and then urea and they are removed, and then purified blood is returned to the vein in same arm, radial vein. In case of permanent damage, this process, artificial kidney dialysis, is repeated 12 hours twice a week, means total 24 hours. These are some important things. Uric acid is less soluble in water and may crystallize. Uric acid is relatively less soluble in water and may crystallize and get deposited in joints, causing gout. It is a condition. Gout in joints, uric acid may get deposited after crystallization because it is less soluble in water. Urinary system is appropriate word to be used because excretory system can be confused with defecation. I've already told you that. Then there are some facts about urine. 2 million tubules in both kidneys. 2 million nephrons or uriniferous tubules are there in both kidneys. That's amazing. They're 4 to 5 centimeter long. 8 centimeter. They're 4 to 5 centimeter long, and there's so much that if we take from length to length, they will cover 60 kilometers or more than that, and this provides a huge surface area for reabsorption of useful and usable substances. Then kidneys are bean shaped and 10 centimeter long and 6 centimeter wide. They are located, this is the location, and this is very 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 important, you need to know it. They are located on either side of the backbone and protected by the last two ribs of the rib cage. Then the right kidney is slightly at a lower level than the left one. Urine per day is 1.2 liters. Now physically, urine is clear yellow. Pigment is urochrome. This you need to know that urochrome is the pigment that is responsible for the clear yellow color of the urine. And the color of the urine varies with diet. It depends on the person. 1 to 1.5 liter urine is produced. It depends on person again. Then 5 to 8 pH. pH is slightly acidic. And if we have protein diet, our urine will be acidic, and if we have vegetable diet, our urine will be alkaline. Strong ammonia like odor due to bacterial activity, and it has a faint smell. Now the constituents of urine: 95% of water is there, 5% of solid, inorganic and organic. Organic contains urea, creatinine. Inorganic and organic constituents are there. Organic contains urea, creatinine, uric acid and others. Inorganic, sodium chloride, potassium chloride and ammonia and others. Then normally urine is saltish, but it can be sweetish due to sugar diabetes, and it is called diabetes mellitus. It is because it contains glucose or sugar. In the situation of diabetes mellitus, the urine is when the urine is excreted, the urine contains a lot of glucose and sugar. Okay, this happens, the cause of this is insufficient release of insulin. Insulin is a hormone that is released by a gland that you'll study in endocrine system. Then second case may happen, it may be tasteless, means much water might be there. The condition is diabetes insipidus. This was diabetes mellitus. when a lot of sugar is passed with the urine, and this is a condition of diabetes insipidus, when a lot of water and no sugar is there. This happens due to insufficient ADH hormone, antidiuretic hormone, or vasopressin. It is also called vasopressin. These are the two conditions you must remember. Diabetes, and do not confuse with diabetes mellitus and diabetes insipidus. Diabetes mellitus is the glucose passage of glucose with urine, and it is no glucose, no sugar with urine, only water, a lot of water, and more urine also happens in this stage. And it is sweetish in taste. It is tasteless. It is due to insufficient insulin. It is due to insufficient ADH hormone. These are the two conditions, abnormal conditions of urination. And let me ask a question. What is the process of urination called? It is called micturition. Just remember that always.